Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the Master Grade F91 Gundam F91 back cannon type and twin VSBR setup type. Quite the long name, but this is quite the awesome kit. Now, in this review, I'm not going to go into all the details of the base mobile suit itself, talking about the articulation and gimmicks and everything like that, because I've already gone all over that all in the original review of the 2.0 Gundam F91, which we reviewed sometime last year when that came out. But what we are going to focus on, of course, is just the new parts for this. So with this being a P-Bandai kit, the new additions would be the two different option backpacks for it. We do also have a new set of shoulder armor, which you can see here. But otherwise, everything pretty much is going to be the same. So we'll go over everything that it comes with in detail. As always, guys, a huge thank you to SA Gundam Store for sponsoring the review. Check out the different P-Bandai stuff that they have over on their site, and just regular items as well. You can get 10% off all of that stuff with the coupon code there down below. So check them out. Say thanks, and let's get into talking about this. We'll talk about here first about some of the option parts that we have for this. So we do have a handful of leftover parts for this kit. A couple of them are just random, but for the most part, it's basically all the parts to make the original VSBRs here for this. So this is only missing just this one circle part here, which is the connection piece, which would connect it to the back of the Gundam. That one's used for the back cannon type here. So you just have these left over, and they just still have the same fold down handle like that. You can just open it up and pull out the other handle like that. So these would make actually really nice, just extra rifle parts for some sort of extra some sort of custom build or kit bash or something like that. You basically have basically a set of rifles or cannons, something that you could use for any other sort of kit bash. So those are really awesome. You've got our little standing pilot figure here of Cicely Fairchild, and then the action-based connector, of course. We've got the optional face plate here for that if you want to use that more kind of human-looking face with the nose for it. We've got the optional transforming head. Again, this is just something that was included with the original kit that we're still getting everything all in here as well. We've got the clear fluorescent green beam saber effect parts, two of those. We've got the nice fluorescent clear green beam shield as well. And then we've got option parts for the swappable fingers. So on the kit there, I've got closed fist, but we do also have a set of trigger finger hands and holding hands. And then we have the included base for that. It's just simple enough action base part there at the bottom, and you have this specific arm for this, which is meant to hold the LED unit. It's nice that they included a base, but it's fixed pose. You can't change the angle. There's no articulation of this at all. So you can't really, it doesn't really give you a lot of posing options, but it's still nice that it includes some sort of base, I guess. We've got its beam rifle there with a little sticker for the camera. The front handle moves side to side, well it should, without flying off. If I remember correctly, I think that actually happened in my original review as well. But anyway, that's pretty cool. Secondary handle here will move and pop off apparently. Yep, that will move side to side. Just be careful. Okay, so apparently just be very careful when moving that. Don't bother moving that secondary handle. And then we've got the bazooka, or beam launcher as it's actually called. Again, probably my favorite weapon for this. It's really cool. I like this much more than the beam rifle. The handle on this will move forward and back. The little bits here at the front will open and close a little bit like that. This one also has a little blue camera sticker there for the camera on that. This can be attached onto the back skirt. And then we've got the original shoulder armor. Now, for the back cannon type, you're going to use this new shoulder armor, but for the twin VSBR setup type, you do actually use these shoulders, so you switch it out for whichever version you want to make. Now that's all stuff that was included with the original kit. Now let's get into some of the stuff that was specific for this kit, starting off here with this really nice sheet of waterside decals here. You've got two sets of the F91 logo, that's good. You got a whole bunch of the VSBR, SNRI logos there, and a whole bunch of caution markings and things like that on here as well. And then of course the new parts that I've got on here for the back cannon type. So for the back cannon type, we've got these new shoulder armor, which are really nice. You have a lot of really good color separation here with like the gray parts poking out here. Those aren't stickers, that's actually gray parts inside of there. Red bits there, yellow bits here, and of course the plated gold fins out the side. Now, as you saw in the unboxing, these did have nubs on like each of the ends of the fins there, but as you can see on the actual kit, they're not really going to be all that noticeable. Like if you look at it from the right angle, you can see where those nub marks were, but still they're going to look pretty cool, pretty impressive just up on the shelf like that, I think. And then of course we have the actual cannons here on the back. So the backpack itself, the center part is the same, and these just rotate around on the track just like the VSBRs did on the original kit. Just got the two little missiles in there, and then this Gatling gun here out the front when you got this handle here on the side. Unfortunately, the handle doesn't fold down. It kind of would have been nice if that would fold down when it's just stored up on the backpack, but when you press that forward, the Gatling gun pops out the front of that, so that's really nice. And these option parts in general are just really nice. All the color separation on them, the yellow, the red bits all around here, the red bits around here. That easily could have just been like a red sticker or something, and this as well could have just been like a red and black triangle sticker there. Now the black in the center is a sticker, and for these as well, black stickers inside the yellow parts there, but those are really easy to just paint in before you put the colored part over the top of that. So really not a big deal about those being stickers, I think. So you can just rotate those around and then grab onto there, and you've got some pretty cool weapons just for the back cannon type. But for the twin VSBR setup type, you have this whole new backpack, so you'll remove that backpack there, and then you have to put in this part. It's a whole different part. This is super cool. I love all the wires out of there. You're actually cutting that wire up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts, and just weaving that in through there. It actually was not hard at all. It's basically just plug it into here and plug it into the base. They kind of all plug into this center area there on the base, and then plug into different areas, 2 up here and then 1 onto the lower arm. But doing the wires on that was really actually easier. I was expecting it to be a little bit more complicated, but that was simple enough. And I love the look of this backpack. There's just kind of like prototype look of the center just being like kind of very mechanical. It's not even like painted white or anything. And then just the twin VSBRs are of course really cool. So the cannons up on the top don't really do a whole lot. They can slide forward and back on this track here like that. You can also rotate them side to side. You can't change the angle though without turning this whole section here, this whole part at the bottom. So that just rotates that. Now the reason I don't really like that is that that means you're going to be pulling the wires more. So I wish that the point of articulation was not on this part but up here. So it would rotate above this area where the wires are plugged into, but it's okay. That works like that. You can also angle these out to the side like this as well. And then the cannons on the bottom are also really nicely articulated. You can move those out side to side like that, swing that forward and back. This is just on a ball joint there. And this articulated arm can just move those around in a lot of different ways. You can rotate it here, bend it there, rotate it there. These do also have a couple little red stickers on there on the front of these. And these, like with the original VSBRs, do open up, so you can slide that forward like that. And the handle slides out of here in a really odd way. You've got a couple of really delicate, intricate parts here that kind of like are supposed to scissor open. You've got these 2 parts that are kind of like supposed to open simultaneously to expose the handle there. But it's kind of weird. The little peg in there for those supposed to keep them together is so tiny. But anyway, once it's out and connected in like that, it looks really cool still, the handle for that. So really awesome. And again, it just kind of looks like it's supposed to be some sort of like prototype to the original like VSBRs that it has. I don't know what it is in canon. That could be exactly what it is, but still the look of this backpack is really cool. So I'm going to put this backpack onto my original 2.0 F91 Gundam that I used for the first review, and so then I'll be able to have them both here side by side. So let me go ahead and do that. And so a lot of times when these P-Bandai variants come out, some people feel like they don't want to get the variant because they already got the base kit. So they feel like, oh, I already got the F91 2.0. Do I really want another one? And what I said in the unboxing is something that I'll reiterate here. Is I think the really awesome thing about this particular set is that it does come with the 2 different backpack options. So even if you already have the original F91, you can give one of your new backpack options to that kit, and then you have a full other new kit here to use the second backpack option for it. So I don't know if Bandai really had that particular point in mind, but I think it definitely was good planning, whether intentional or unintentional, for them to release it like that, because they could have just released just these backpack parts as a just separate add-on kit, and of course that would have made it much cheaper. But then if you actually wanted to use both of them, you would have had to buy 2 of the base kit anyway. So it really ends up working out, I think, in a really cool way. Now, so far, we haven't seen any announcement of a Harrison custom version of the F91 Gundam, so this is also a good opportunity, if you paint, to paint one of them in the Harrison colors, and then have one of them in the white colors like that in the original colors. So it's a really great setup if you like the F91 and you like the different variants, the backpacks for the F91, for you to have 2 of them with really cool different option backpacks for them and make a really cool set of the 2 of them, I think. As for negatives of the kit, there's really not a whole lot to point out. I will say that a couple of the white armor pieces around on the ankles keep falling off all the time, and they're really loose, but that's just a really simple thing. You just put a little tiny drop of glue on there, and there'll be no problem at all. Otherwise, I think the kits themselves, I mean, I talked about this, of course, in the review of the kit originally. The color separation and just the details on them are really, really nice. It's not the most detailed master grade ever, but there's plenty of room for you to add more detail if you want. I think just for what it is, and considering the size of it, if you guys are, again, unaware, the F91 is a pretty small Gundam, so considering the size and just the overall look of the kit, I think that the amount of details that it has is nice. And again, the color separation especially is so nice with this kit. You have so many little tiny color apps or bits of frame poking out between the armor and everywhere. It just looks really nice. And that's the last point that I want to touch on again about the new parts for this. I really think that Bandai did a really good job on the new parts for this. A lot of times when you have a P Bandai kit where it's just like the same base kit with some new add-on parts, usually the new add-on parts are not really up to the same quality, especially when you're talking about a master grade. They may not be like what we typically think of as like really nice master grade quality, really intricate construction, really good part separation. They might feel a little bit cheaper in comparison, maybe don't have the same level of color separation, things like that, but definitely not the case in this one. You have such really good color separation and part separation details. The wire details on the twin VSBR setup type backpack is so cool, so you have a lot of really great details, so that the new parts for this do still feel like you're still building master grade parts, even though they're just add-on parts to the basic master grade kit. So I really feel like they did a really good job with the new parts for this, and so I can, without a doubt, definitely recommend this kit. As I've said a few times before in the unboxing and my review of the original kit, I was never really too much of a fan of the F91 Gundam in general, but this 2.0 kit really turned me around on liking it. I really like this kit, just the base kit itself. This set, including the two new really cool backpack option parts for it, is even better. It's a really, really cool set. If you guys are interested in it, I would definitely recommend picking one up. The original list price of 5,800 yen, definitely not bad. I think for that, if you can get it anywhere near that price, then I would definitely recommend trying to get your hands on it. So that said, if you guys do still, of course, have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below in the comments section. Let me know what you think of it. Are you planning on getting it? What are your plans for the kit? And yeah, again, just thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. Bye bye. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to USA Gundam Store, use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10, save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.